Today we have an interesting person. We have Harsh Sarvaiya, who is into 3D printing from quite few years, and been an interesting journey. You are impacting a lot of 3D printing activities in this ecosystem. So welcome, Harsh. Welcome to the 3D culture.
From the time we started to now, we have seen the industry scale up. Like many companies have started up and exploring into different ventures. That time, if there were 100 companies, now I can tell you there are more than 500 companies who are in some way or the other providing or using 3D printing services in some of the applications, or are associated with either only the filaments or scanning or the design part. And so that with more industries, with more sectors adopting 3D printing, it's further going to be uphill, where you will see more and more growth in this industry, where people will come up with a particular niche. So major challenge starting, if you're a bootstrap startup, is like you don't have enough liquidity in the start for having a team. So getting that right team in the start is very important. So that challenge is definitely being faced by everyone, unless you have an investment or an investor. So see, basically, like one piece of advice is like you should start where you are at. Like people, a lot of times they say, okay, we are waiting for money, or we are waiting for getting few client orders, and then we will buy the machine. So that is a very common mistake which everyone would make. So like one advice would be to start off where you are. Don't wait for anything. The work is there in the market, is going to come in some way or the other. And apart from that, I think it's very important to connect to companies in the space who have been operating for the past few years, and to like take their advice on what industries right now are working and what potential industries can come up, and keep in mind and operate with those industries. Like right now, what happens if startups come up, they want to do everything. So they focus on even architect work, they focus on home decor, gifting products, they focus on jewelry, which is a different industry. They'll focus on R&D engineering. So once you do everything in the start, it becomes very difficult to then keep your focus on any particular industry. Then you're just scattered here and there, and the work, then you won't be able to maybe specialize or like create a niche in any. So
Yeah.
like start off with a few limited industries, and once you gain a good foothold into it, then go for other options. Because recycling of filaments is something which the entire industry is looking into, because there are wastages which are left in the FDM technologies. So mainly all the supports and the failed prints. So a lot of wastage is generated with all those activities. So like maybe this year or early next year, you might see a proper plan of action where there will be solutions on how you can reuse the material, recycle, and use it in some other applications.